come to C's We'd Like to See. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panels can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely lines from a superhero movie.
Oh, my God, there's a coach full of children about to fall off a bridge on the M40. Still, not to worry, I can take the M1 instead. Of all the mutants, Magneto was the hardest to deal with, as he was bipolar.
Unlikely things to hear at an award show.
Sadly, he can't be with us tonight, so to collect the award on his behalf, Chief Inspector Harris of Operation U-Tree.
Unlikely lines from a romantic novel.
I want your breasts, your legs, your thighs. I'm on the phone to Nando's, love. What do you want? They gazed into each other's eyes, and their thoughts were so in tune, they both thought the exact same thing. You'll do. As Mr. Darcy kissed her neck, she flushed angrily. Get out! I'm having a shit!
Unlikely film trailers.
All your favourite administrators are back in Human Resources 2. This time it's personnel. It was a love story that crossed the species barrier. He was a man, she was a cow. Coming soon, beef encounter.
Things you wouldn't hear on the radio.
Travel news. A coachload of origami enthusiasts has broken down on the M1, and they're all currently sat on the hard shoulder making paper models of cars. Traffic is described as stationary. This is local radio, it's 4 a.m. and no one's listening. Let's play Say Something Racist Roulette.
Unlikely things to hear on a consumer programme.
Dear Anne, the other day I was changing my baby's nappy and he weed right in my face. Does this mean I can make a PPI claim? Critics say Botox is too expensive, but we spoke to 50 people who just paid for the treatment and none of them looked surprised. Dear Watchdog, I bought these pork scratchings, but they all taste a bit David Cameron-y. Here comes Captain Hook, who turned to piracy after his benefits were stopped. Half grizzly bear and half buffalo. The gruffalo was the biggest, scariest animal in the whole wood, until one day he got a job presenting Mock the Week.
Commercials that never made it to air.
Megabus, the only bus company endorsed by Dara O'Brien. Tesco penis extensions, because every little helps. Uncle Tom's rice, like Uncle Ben's, but a bit more racist.
Unlikely things to hear in hospital.
And your cancer specialist today is Noel Edmonds. The good news is your father is comfortable. In fact, I've been sitting on him all morning.
Unlikely film trailers.
Thanks to an unfortunate typo, it's the most one-sided action film ever. Allen versus Predator. 50 Shades of Grey, the heartwarming story of a vajazzler in an old folks' home. Harrison Ford is 73 and he's back in Indiana Jones and the Tricky Patch of Ice outside the post office.
Unlikely things to hear on a makeover show.
Mrs. Patterson says her downstairs is a little damp. Don't worry, Alan Titchmarsh has that effect on a lot of women your age. I showed this couple from Sussex a delightful little semi earlier and said if they touch it, I'll do up their house.
Things you'd never read in the Bible.
And after the Last Supper came the last argument about who had a starter. People who enjoyed this book also enjoyed the Quran and the Torah.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a James Bond film.
Ah, Mr. Bond. Welcome to this mandatory course on sexual harassment in the workplace. Mr. Bond, I have one question for you. Does this testicle look swollen? This is the easiest fight on top of a train I've ever had. Thank you, Southern Rail.